Hi there! Welcome to What is Islam Academy. Let's learn about Islam together.
Why religion? Why do we still talk about God, scriptures, and prayers? In a world of artificial intelligence, space travel, and quantum computing, isn't religion outdated? Some say we have science now, what's the use of religion anymore? Let's dive deep, using reason, logic, science, and lived experience, to answer this question once and for all. First, let's clear a common misconception. Religion and science are not enemies. They answer different questions. Science answers, how does the universe work? Religion answers, why does the universe exist at all? Science explains the mechanism, but religion addresses the meaning. As Stephen Jay Gould said, they are non-overlapping magisteria. Let me ask you, can science explain love? Can physics prove the value of forgiveness? Can chemistry tell us why murder is wrong? No, these are moral and existential questions, and for that, you need religion. The power of science is undeniable. It has cured diseases, taken us to the moon, and built our technological world. It's a profoundly effective tool for understanding the physical universe. But for all its power, science has a specific jurisdiction. It operates within clear limits. The philosopher David Hume famously identified the is-ought problem. Science excels at telling us, describing reality from quantum particles to distant galaxies. But it cannot by itself tell us what. It can detail the consequences of an action, but it cannot prove that action is morally right or wrong. That requires a value judgment, a principle outside the empirical domain. Science gave us nuclear fission, but it couldn't tell us whether to build a power plant or a bomb. That was a moral choice. Today, CRISPR technology allows us to edit genes. Science provides the tool, but offers no inherent guidance on the ethics of creating designer babies. It gives us power, but not a blueprint for how to wield it responsibly. Without a guiding framework, this power is rudderless. We need a moral compass to navigate the ethical landscapes that scientific progress creates, a system of values to ensure our technology serves humanity. And that's where religion has historically stepped in. It addresses the ought questions science can't, offering a framework for morality, meaning, and purpose to guide human action. Moreover, science, by its very nature, changes. Its strength is its self-correcting process. What was scientific truth 200 years ago, like the geocentric model of the universe, is now considered false. Science is a history of revised and discarded ideas. In contrast, core moral truths, such as justice, honesty, and compassion, remain remarkably timeless. These aren't hypotheses subject to revision with new data. They are foundational principles for human flourishing that have endured across millennia, providing a stable guide. And that is what religion preserves. It acts as a custodian for this timeless moral wisdom, embedding it in sacred texts, traditions, and community. In a world of rapid scientific change, it provides a stable anchor for the ethical principles that guide our use of knowledge, ensuring our humanity keeps pace with our ingenuity. In the 21st century, humanity has achieved wonders. We live longer, fly faster, and connect globally with the sum of human knowledge in our pockets. Our cities gleam with technological prowess. By every external metric, we should be thriving. But a deeper look reveals a troubling paradox. Are we more peaceful or more fulfilled? Despite our hyperconnectivity, we are lonelier than ever, as the illusion of social media replaces genuine community. This isn't just a feeling, it's a crisis. Depression, anxiety, and suicide rates are skyrocketing, especially in the most technologically advanced nations. An epidemic of despair sweeps through generations who have everything, yet feel they have nothing to live for. Why? In our relentless pursuit of progress, have we forgotten what it means to be human? Because humans aren't machines. We cannot be reduced to mere algorithms. We've been told that materialism holds all the answers, that all we need is more data. But data can't mend a broken heart. An algorithm can't offer hope in your darkest hour. We have deep needs that technology cannot satisfy. We need meaning, a story that tells us our life matters. We need hope, the conviction that our suffering isn't pointless. And we need purpose, a guiding mission that gives us a reason to strive. These are not luxuries, they are essential for human flourishing. And for millennia, religion has been the primary source that provides all of this. Take Islam, for example. It provides a comprehensive framework for a meaningful life. It gives ultimate purpose to your existence. I have not created jinn and mankind except to worship me. Qur'an 51:56. This concept of worship elevates every aspect of life, your work, your family, into an act of devotion, infusing the mundane with the sacred. It teaches virtues that are antidotes to modern anxieties. Gratitude, to focus on blessings, not deficiencies. Humility, to free you from the crushing weight of ego. And discipline, through practices like daily prayer, to build inner strength. Most profoundly, it provides clear answers to life's biggest questions. Who am I? Not a cosmic accident, but a dignified creation of God. Why am I here? To know your Creator and live a life of moral purpose. What happens after death? This life is not the end. There is a hereafter with perfect justice, which gives ultimate meaning to our choices. Let's start with a fundamental question. In a world without religion, who gets to be the ultimate arbiter of right and wrong? If there is no higher authority, on what basis do we build our moral framework? Do we look to society, the legal system, the prevailing culture? The problem is, all of these are constantly in flux. They are man-made constructs subject to the whims of time and power. What is celebrated in one culture is seen as decadent in another. What was legally enforced just a few generations ago, like segregation, is now condemned as a moral evil. If morality is simply social consensus, then there's no objective standard to judge any of it. This leads to moral relativism. If there's no objective truth about what is good, then my truth is as valid as your truth. We lose the ability to definitively say that something like genocide is intrinsically evil. We can only say that our society disapproves of it, not that it is objectively wrong, and history is a grim teacher on this. When purely secular man-made ideologies attempted to redefine morality in the 20th century, they untethered humanity from any transcendent anchor. The result wasn't utopia, it was gulags and killing fields. When man makes himself the measure of all things, the value of human life often becomes terrifyingly small. This is where religion, and specifically Islam, offers a profound alternative. It proposes a moral framework that is stable, timeless, and universal, because it isn't based on human opinion. It transcends the shifting sands of politics and popular opinion. Instead, it's grounded in divine wisdom from a creator who understands our nature, and what leads to true human flourishing. Principles like justice, compassion, and the sanctity of life are not up for debate. They are objective realities. Now, some might argue this religious foundation is at odds with a scientific, rational worldview, but is that really true? The popular narrative today paints a picture of conflict, but for most of history, the greatest scientific minds were profoundly religious. Isaac Newton, who gave us the laws of motion, wrote more about theology than physics, believing he was uncovering God's rational laws. Johannes Kepler described his discovery of planetary motion as thinking God's thoughts after him. Even Albert Einstein, while not adhering to a personal God, spoke of a cosmic religious feeling and a superior mind revealed in the universe's harmony. He famously stated, "Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind." For these giants of science, faith wasn't a stumbling block, it was the very foundation upon which their inquiry was built. Their belief in a consistent, intelligible universe, created by a lawgiver, gave them the confidence to search for its laws. It was their religious worldview that made science a worthwhile and possible endeavor. Let's get practical. Religious people, especially practicing Muslims, are less likely to suffer from substance abuse, more likely to have strong family bonds, more generous in charity and volunteer work, often report higher life satisfaction. Islam in particular promotes cleanliness, mental peace through prayer, community support, and structured living. Studies show that spirituality improves physical and mental health. Religion is not a crutch, it's a compass, not outdated, but timeless. In a world where science can explain the how, religion reminds us of the why. When technology fails, when crises hit, when death stares us in the face, it's not science we turn to, but God. We don't need to choose between science and religion. We need both. Science gives us tools, religion gives us direction. So yes, in the age of science and technology, we need religion more than ever before. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep seeking truth.